Welcome all. Now let's see few notes. Then we will start parallel resonance. So resistance in parallel R1 R2 divided by R1 plus R2. So 1 ohm parallel 4 ohm answer is 0.8 ohm. Now if I find out the admittance of this, so 1 upon 1 ohm means 1 mho and 1 upon 4 means 0.25 mho. Then when admittances are connected in parallel, we can simply add. That means 1 ohm mho plus 0.25 mho. It is nothing but 1.25 mho. And if I take the reciprocal, I will get the same answer which I got earlier. So the note is that in parallel admittances are added. In parallel admittances are added. So with parallel connection, if admittance is there, we can add. Then second note, whenever we want resonant frequency, we should equate J terms or imaginary terms with 0. So imaginary part should be 0, then we get the resonant frequency. Then your voltage is V equal to Im into Z, and Z is nothing but 1 by Y. Z is the impedance, Y is the admittance. So voltage equal to current divided by admittance. This one is the Ohm's law, V equal to I into Z. This is the Ohm's law and Z can be replaced by Y. So V equal to Im divided by Y. Then we know that inductive impedance is XL equal to J omega L. Then admittance for inductance is 1 upon J omega L. That means minus J upon omega L mho. Then capacitive impedance is XC equal to 1 upon J omega C. So admittance is Y of C equal to 1 upon XC. That means 1 divided by J omega C. So it becomes J omega C. So admittance for capacitor is J omega C mho. And if impedance is R, then admittance is 1 by R mho. Okay. Because we have this relationship that Z equal to 1 upon Y or Y equal to 1 upon Z. Okay, so next point is parallel resonance. So here resistance, inductor and capacitor are connected in parallel. So consider parallel RLC circuit as shown in figure. As these three are connected in parallel, if I can get the admittance of this, I can add the admittances. So what is the admittance of resistance? 1 upon R. This is J omega L. So admittance will be 1 upon J omega L. Admittance will be 1 upon J omega L. And for capacitor, impedance is 1 upon J omega C. So admittance is simply J omega C. So in parallel, we can add the admittances. So total admittance will be 1 by R plus 1 upon J omega L plus J omega C. So this is the total admittance. Then 1 upon J is minus J. So this admittance becomes 1 by R plus J I have taken common. So omega C minus 1 upon omega L. And at resonance, impedance and admittance are purely resistive. That means this term should be 0. And if I equate this term with 0, I can get the resonant frequency. So imaginary term is 0 at resonance. This is the condition at resonance. So as imaginary term is 0, omega C minus 1 upon omega L is 0. And this will be satisfied at one particular frequency, and that frequency is nothing but our resonant frequency. So omega is replaced by omega naught. So omega naught C minus 1 upon omega naught L equal to 0. So omega naught C equal to 1 upon omega naught L. Omega naught square equal to 1 upon LC. So omega naught equal to 1 upon under root LC. So the series resonance circuit and parallel resonant circuit has the same resonant frequency. The resonant frequency equation is same for series resonance circuit as well as for parallel resonance circuit. At resonance, as Y equal to 1 by R, then your parallel LC combination act as an open circuit. So here this parallel, as your admittance is simply 1 by R, and these two terms will act as a open circuit. Because if these are acting as a short circuit, if suppose I say that parallel combination of L and C is acting as a short circuit, then what will happen? 1 by R parallel with short circuit. 1 by R parallel with short circuit. So overall impedance becomes 0 and admittance becomes infinite. Okay. So this is not acting as a short circuit. This will act as an open circuit. So admittance will be simply 1 upon R. So even though these terms are zero, admittance is zero meaning is open circuit. Admittance zero meaning is open circuit. It is opposite to the impedance. And admittance short circuit means admittance value is infinity. And in impedance, what happens? Short circuit means Z equal to 0 and Z equal to infinity means open circuit. But it is opposite because of reciprocal Z equal to 1 by Y. So when Y is 0, meaning is that it is acting as an open circuit, and when Y is infinity, the meaning is that it is acting as a short circuit. So when admittance is 0, it is acting as an open circuit. So in parallel resonance, this L and C combination will act as an open circuit. This combination at resonant frequency is acting as an open circuit. So you can note this point, that LC parallel LC combination act as an open circuit in resonance. Okay. Then the magnitude of Y. So this is A plus JB. This is A plus JB. So magnitude will be under root A square plus B square. So under root of 1 by R square plus omega C minus 1 by omega L whole square. Now this R is fixed, C is fixed, and L is fixed. Only changing quantity is the omega. And if I change the omega, my admittance will change. As omega changes, admittance will also change. Then I can try to plot a graph of admittance versus frequency. So we can observe that we are having the same shape as that we got in the series resonance. But here, initially the behavior of the circuit is inductive. In series RLC circuit, the behavior was capacitive, and it is opposite here. So these points also you should note that when omega is less than omega naught, the admittance is inductive in nature. And when omega is greater than omega naught, the admittance is capacitive in nature. It is opposite to the series RLC circuit. Okay. Then at omega equal to omega naught, when my omega is omega 0, then in that case, the admittance is purely resistive quantity. And in parallel RLC circuit, at resonant frequency, the admittance is minimum. In parallel RLC circuit, at resonant frequency, the admittance value is minimum. So this also you should note, that at resonant frequency, admittance is minimum in parallel RLC circuit. Okay. Then we know that voltage is current into impedance. That means current divided by admittance. So if an admittance magnitude is this, so as if my omega is changing, my voltage will also change. In parallel, voltages are same. So but as omega changes, the voltage will also change. Across each element, across resistor, capacitor, and inductor, voltage will change as my operating frequency omega is changing. So I can try to plot a graph. So I will get this type of nature. This is a mathematical equation. If you put the values of different values of omega, so what you will get? You will get some peak, and then again it will decrease. So the voltage is maximum at resonant frequency. At omega naught, you can see that the voltage value is maximum. In series RLC circuit, we have current versus omega, and we were getting the same graph. And at resonant frequency, current was maximum, but here voltage is maximum, and maximum value voltage is Im into R. And at this omega 1 and omega 2 frequency, we will get the half of the maximum power, and that's why this omega 1 and omega 2 are called as half power frequency. The voltage at half power frequency is 0.707 Im into R. At resonance, power dissipated is maximum because voltage is maximum here, current is maximum, and is given by IRMS square into R. That means RMS and Im relationship, peak value and RMS relationship is IRMS equal to Im divided by root 2. Again and again I am repeating this formula. IRMS is Im divided by root 2. So just substitute there. So the power formula is at resonant frequency is 1 by 2 Im square divided Im square into R. And at this frequency, as power is half of the maximum value at omega 1 and omega 2, so it is 1 by 2 times 1 by 2 Im square R, that means 1 by 4 Im square R. And that's why these omega 1 and omega 2 are called as half power frequency, because the power value is maximum. So this is only our useful range, because power is up to 50% here. From maximum to it decreases up to only 50% value. That's why this is only the useful range. Then omega 1 value is given by minus 1 upon 2 RC plus under root 1 upon 2 RC square plus 1 by LC. And omega 2 value is 1 upon 2 RC plus under root 1 upon 2 RC square plus 1 by LC. So here also second term is same, only there is change in the first term. So this omega 1 and omega 2 are coming from the derivation. So we will not go in detail about derivation. So by time being, you can just see the formula of omega 1 and omega 2. Even in any of the exam, there was not a single question in which we have to determine the half power frequency value by putting the component values. So even if you skip this remembering of this formula, it will be okay. But you should have knowledge that what is the half power frequency formula. Okay. So once again, I will repeat about parallel resonance. So we are having one parallel RLC circuit. The resistance, inductor and capacitor are connected in parallel. So I know that in parallel admittance are added. So I have determined the admittance of resistance, admittance of inductor and admittance of capacitor. And I have added this thing. So I got the expression for admittance. Then I have equated imaginary term with 0 to get the resonant frequency. Then I found that the series RLC circuit and parallel RLC circuit has the same resonant frequency, which is nothing but omega naught equal to 1 upon under root LC radian per second. Then I have tried to plot the graph of admittance versus frequency. So at resonant frequency, admittance is minimum. Below resonant frequency, that means omega less than omega naught, admittance is inductive in nature. After resonant frequency, omega greater than omega naught, admittance is capacitive in nature. Then I have tried to plot the graph of voltage versus omega. So I found that voltage is maximum at resonant frequency and maximum voltage is Im into R, and at resonant frequency maximum power gets dissipated. Then there are two more frequencies, omega 1 and omega 2, at which we are getting half of the maximum power. That's why these omega 1 and omega 2 are called as half power frequency.